Boom.
That's it.
All right, this is going to be a laid-back episode.
Right.
We got the legend BJ Penn up in here, me and Bear. We about to get into it right now. I know y'all was going to enjoy this. I got a lot of stuff to talk about, BJ, because we all look up to you, man.
Man.
Just watching you, fight back in the day and stuff like that, the way your jiu-jitsu style is, I never seen that type of jiu-jitsu style before. Like, you just so limber and you did whatever you wanted to do out there on the mat.
Man, I never knew I was strong or flexible until I started fighting. I had no, until I started doing jiu-jitsu, actually.
How old were you when you started?
17. That's why I wonder sometimes, how much you should train as a kid coming up, because you see those Muay Thai guys, they're done early, but because it's not the miles, it's not the age of the car, it's the miles, right? You see brand new mint condition, that thing's only got 5,000 miles. Same with us, right?
Yeah. And you get burnt out if you start like too early. That's why I feel.
Yeah.
I didn't start sports until I was 17. I wanted to play football when I was younger, but the neighborhood where I grew up at, the junior high school, they had like some gang members and projects right across the street, and they like to jump me. They was jumping me every day. I told the coach, I said, look, I want to come play for you, but I keep getting jumped by my own teammates.
How old are you?
I was like 14. I was like 13, 14. I was, because you could start playing football in junior high school in Memphis. Mm-hmm. They kept jumping me. The first time was 2. The next day was 3. And then they started hitting me with helmets because I could fight ever since I was a little kid. I grew up fighting.
So you were already a guy to,
Yeah, I was a street fighter. That's why when I came to MMA, I was a brawler.
It was easy.
Yeah, but you had to learn, though.
Mike Pyle told me, because he was one of my sparring partners one time, he said that he knew Rampage from day one, man.
Yeah, that was my first fight ever.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy. They threw me in that fight with like 2 days notice, and he was the best in Memphis. He was like undefeated jiu-jitsu. I think he was a purple belt at that time, and jiu-jitsu wasn't big in Memphis at that time.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, when did jiu-jitsu come popular in Memphis?
Jiu-jitsu probably started getting popular when the UFC started getting more popular there.
Right?
So that's why I moved out here to train, because I didn't really have people to train with.
Man.
How old were you when you started training?
17.
To fight professionally or to just scrap?
Yeah. I mean, I would get into fights. I guess I was one of the tougher guys of the little guys, And then I got into jiu-jitsu and then got bigger.
I mean, you have like one of the craziest records of all time. You got your black belt in like 4 years, first American to go down to Brazil and win. I mean, what did it take to do that? How did that happen?
But you know what? Of course, there was a lot of serious times during anything like that, but it's just what I was talking about. I just did a message for his son, and no matter what you're doing, no matter what it is, you gotta be enjoy it, right? You gotta have fun. Where they say you never work a day in your life if you love your job, and you just enjoying it.
Yeah,
and I knew too. I had it in my head too. I was like, man, I'm gonna kick everybody's ass with this.
How was it in Brazil though? Did they accept you beating them and stuff like that?
You know what? I was with the Novo União, Andre Pederneiras and Jose Aldo, but actually Jose was a generation after, so he kind of came later. But I was with all those guys, and they were a good team of people, and yeah, they were very nice actually. They do my own chants. They chant for me to be OBJ do Havaí.
You learned some Portuguese?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Learn some Portuguese.
Man, I love Brazil, man. Hey, the women are fire. You go to the gym there and they wearing like the whole outfit, the onesies. I wish the girls here did that shit. I love it.
You ever pick up a girl at the gym?
Nah, you know what? In Colombia, I got this girl number in Colombia. She was fire. She was like a 10, bro. 10.
What are you doing in Colombia?
So
taking care of business.
No, I was
taking care of monkey business.
Yeah. No, I was out there with Bioaccelerated.
Oh, okay, yeah. You been to Colombia?
I never been to Colombia.
It's like Brazil. It's fun though. It's fun. It's cool.
Brazil, I never used to pay attention to the Portuguese. Like I couldn't understand it really, and then I kind of was listening to it one day when I was older, and I was like, hey. That's exactly like the English that they speak in Hawaii, the pidgin English.
Is it?
Exactly. And we got, there was a lot of Portuguese too. They brought them over from the Azores Islands or whatever. And they came down, they're all working, interbreeding with everybody. And So there's a lot. It's the same sentence structure. So a lot of it is from it's from Portuguese. I realized after finally figuring out to be able to talk Portuguese.
Oh, that's cool. You know, Hawaii is a big fight town. It reminds me a lot of my hometown, like with the respect, how you speak when you make eye contact and stuff like that. But I couldn't imagine you living there being as famous as you are, because MMA is so popular there. How do you how do you deal with it? You can't go to the store or nothing.
King of the Valley.
Well, it's good I see everybody, but everybody's famous in Hilo because it's kind of small, so everybody's got their hand out the window all day, kind of, But I mean, we're all famous in the sense we all went to school together or whatever. Yeah. So it's a little community, but we opened the UFC gym down there, and they didn't know exactly how it would do, but it's doing amazing, and I just thank God that it is a fight town, like you said. Yeah. Like you feel it when you seen it, and we keep up with the other gyms on the island with 1 million people, and we only got 50,000 people in this town.
There's only 50,000 people in your town? Yeah. I've never been there yet. I didn't know that. I heard your gym.
We gotta go.
Yeah, I want to go. I'm gonna come visit one day.
Please,
I want to come.
Please, I got you. Let's go.
You ever seen his gym in the valley?
No, I heard he had a real success with a UFC gym there, but I'd never seen it.
Yeah, and he's got his own. You have like your own personal house gym, right? Like
yeah. No, you know what I did, but you know what? It ended up burning down somehow when I was running for office at this last time.
Wow, yeah.
But you used to train for camps there?
Yeah, I bring fighters in and train for camps, and
you was running for mayor, right?
I was running for governor. Yeah, but it was fun.
A lot of people hated on that though, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was fun though. I learned a pretty good amount of just seeing different things, but it just makes me think, man, I think that it's just a money laundering machine. Any government, right?
Yeah.
Any government is just a money laundering machine, man.
It's like a boys' club. Like if you're not a politician by trade or something, it seems like it's hard to get in there.
Oh man, I don't think you could get in if the people didn't even want to say if you won. Nobody has to say you won. Nobody's under any law or anything like, yo, you gotta say the guy won if he won. People don't, it's just life is life, and you just
I remember when you called me when you were gonna run. You called me.
Yeah,
like, hey, I'm gonna run. What do you think? I'm like, politics is different though, right? Like, look at the average age of like some of the best politicians in the U.S. They're all like above 70. Yeah, it's like all their crew, and they've been the same crew for years. Yeah, it's hard to get into that.
Yeah, it's hard to get in like on the outside. It costs you a lot of money to run the campaign.
You know what we did? You know what? For the first time in my life, because I'm not used to really like calling people asking them for money. If we want to get some money, we're gonna try to kick somebody's ass or something, right? You first thought about whose ass am I gonna kick? I gotta get some couple bucks or whatever. But that's in the politics, right? You call and you start cold calling and just asking for money, and it's, hey, well, how's it going? Hey, my name is BJ Penn. I saw that you supported, like Larry Elders was helping us with something. Oh, I saw you supported Larry Elders and this is why I'm running, and bang, bang, bang. And it was pretty intense, man. For Tita, I called Lorenzo a bunch of times. I called Dana. They all gave me money.
That's cool.
They all tried to help me out.
Would you ever run again?
My mom told me not to run because it's just a waste of, I guess, we gave what it is in Hawaii, might as well just cut to the chase. In Hawaii, the party we ran for, the Republican Party, they're just an arm of the Democrat Party. I mean, they own the businesses, but these guys bring all the money from Washington, D.C., and you're talking trillions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're walking right into crossfire. Boom, boom, boom from both sides. There's, you know what I mean? But
so it's not worth it.
I mean, how do you win? I know how to win. Whether anybody says whether it's a election denier or the elections are rigged, the way you win a fake election, no matter what, be the only guy in the race. That's how you win. That's how you win. That's how you win. It's a guaranteed. Then not even the news can screw you over.
I mean, you had crazy support though.
I
don't think people realize in Hawaii you are like, I don't want to say God, but you're like the king of Hawaii. Like your name is like, you're the biggest legend Hawaii.
We did have a lot of support. Yeah. We did.
Even on social, everybody was behind you.
I used to say, you need 3 things to get that on. You need a fake poll or whatever. You need a poll. You need the mail-in ballots, and you need a decent name to sell the story. You need a fake poll. You need a decent name, fake poll, and mail-in ballots or whatever. But you know what? I think that's all stuff to take you got to keep your eye on the ball. And if the ball just got passed from the elections office to the media, watch the ball get passed. Don't just sit there and just keep looking like this, I think. Like, it's the voting machine. No, it's the guy who's going to tell everybody. That's right. Yeah. Who are the other guys? The other guys, they don't have to say you won. Right. And I say, these guys, I just texted somebody today about it because somebody was talking about the voting machines again. And I said, hey, do you think these guys, it's called impersonating impersonating a public official, or you know what I mean? They're impersonating they didn't announce themselves as one of the election department, but they're assuming that they can do the job of the election department. Oh, yep, I called the fight, whatever. Fox News calls, I called the thing. That they're assuming that they can be in the spot for the public official. All the things not even done, I'm not, but I think, just me personally, there's no one coming to save us. There's no one coming to save us to help us. There's some people, I'm going to vote for Trump. He's going to make our gas cheaper. But there's nobody in here that's going to really come in and stop digital currency. There's no one that's going to come here and stop inflation. Everybody wants to talk about communism and taxes. Inflation is the only thing. People can write books. People can say, oh, no, this is what inflation is. It makes the money supply go up and down. No. It's stealing everybody's money is what it is. It's redistribution of wealth. We know that, no matter what they say. People come in and they're, no, BJ, inflation and communism is 2 different things. I go, that's a hidden tax that they start taking it right now. But I don't want to get you guys in trouble talking like that.
A lot of people are scared to speak up. I follow you on Instagram, and you ain't scared to speak up. And man, I wish I was more educated on that type of stuff. And I've always stayed away from politics until like recently. I started getting more involved when all the COVID and all the different things happened. I was like, wow, what's really going on? And I thought being oblivious was key, but
ignorance is bliss type.
Yeah.
But, we were talking about that in fighting the other day, and we were talking about different things. And because you see somebody as they start to learn more, they get stronger and do all these things, but they're starting to know too much. Because if you start knowing too much, you know that you can get hurt. That you're not going to win every single time.
Right.
You're just basically an Academy Award winning actor when you're up there. You guys both kick each other's legs. Oh, that didn't hurt. That didn't hurt. You're like, oh my God. But that's how it is. Man. But what a fun. The reason why I feel, I know there's this, I forget his name. He's in San Francisco. He has like a lot of business people that train for him, and he pushes them to hard levels, and it's to like feel the threshold in there, and you can push further in business. But I really think that fighters, we're one of the, when it comes to problem solving, we are, because we problem solve hundreds in seconds. Oh, fix that. Oh, while we're moving around, that we're constantly, a champion adjusts, right?
Yeah.
A champion does 2 things. A champion adjusts, and a champion always wants one more round. Doesn't matter what's happening. He will always, whether he kicked your ass or whether he thought he got his ass kicked, he wants one more. Let's go one more. Right? That's what a champion wants. That's true, man. And
I agree with you on that, though. He knows.
Both of you guys know what it takes to be a champion. You guys both had belts. You had a belt in 2 different divisions.
I tell you, when you're the champion, you're the smartest guy in the room. I don't care what round. When you're the world champion, especially something like fighting with the problem solving and the decision making, and you're the most vulnerable person in the world. You walk in there that day, you're gonna walk out either 2 things. That guy's, that guy is in a level, you put him on like a demigod up there, or you walk out, oh, that guy was never that good. And that's takes a lot of balls.
Yeah.
You're never worried about the physical beating. You're worried about the guy telling everybody what he did.
Yeah.
You're about people fighting out.
Yeah. How did you like the fights this weekend? Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. How you like that one?
You know what? I liked it. I enjoyed the fight. I guess just because I was cheering for Nate the whole time. I really didn't pay as much attention as to what Jake was doing. But, I talking to other people, because at first I was like, because he's going, I kind of, towards the end, I kind of was like, shit, maybe Jake is ahead. I don't know. But Nate never lost anything.
No.
Nate didn't lose any. He did a great job.
He did a great job.
He stayed right in there. He's a smaller man. And he can fight with the big boys now.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah.
You guys were both sitting ringside. You were sending me videos. What did you think?
I thought he did great. I had him winning on the scorecards, but I don't know much about boxing. But I had him winning.
Yeah, me too. You know what? I was just
until he got knocked down.
He got knocked down.
Until he got knocked down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because he was in the pocket.
Because it's 2 points, and then what?
Because Nate was Jake was running the whole time.
Yeah.
He's backing up the whole time, moving around, and I felt like Nate was the aggressor, and but I knew something was wrong with him because he wasn't really throwing jabs. And Nate has a good jab,
right?
And then I went to go see him after the fight. And I looked at his right side; his whole right side was small. He said, "Oh yeah, I got a pinched nerve in my back." I said, "Oh, that makes sense."
That's what happens when you get old. It's
what do you guys think
crazy.
of Jake, though?
Jake,
you know what? I gotta start putting some respect on his name. Yeah. He's in there, right?
Yeah.
He's in there.
I mean, at that point, we gotta say he's a good boxer, right?
Yeah. He's a good boxer, but you saw what happened when he fought another boxer. He didn't do so well.
And another kid. Yeah. Ignorance is bliss, man. Like we were saying, you put another kid same as him and hit that age. Everybody has a time when it's their time, and everybody's is different. But you look at everybody's career, they had that time. I mean, if their career was worth looking at, right?
Right.
They had that time where, they were right there, right?
This is what I think. I think if you get a MMA fighter that only trains boxing for like, let's say, a year, they would beat him.
Really?
Yeah, because Jake Paul, he's only training boxers. Us MMA fighters, we train a whole lot of stuff. Then you got to switch over that mode. People don't understand that the boxers, because it's a lot of stuff we don't do. We don't duck and get out of punches a lot. We throw a lot of power punches. We trying to end the fight with every punch.
Right.
The boxers, they sit and it's a whole different craft. It's an art to boxing. And
that's a fact.
Yeah,
I mean, even the setup in the stance, you could see Nate. It felt like he was fighting like an MMA fight. He's like squared up against him.
Yeah.
Like, come get some. It felt like he wanted to give him a little Stockton slap.
Man.
Yeah.
You have a crazy relationship with Nate, though, right?
I always get along good with Nate, man. The worst thing, I wish I picked him for the Ultimate Fighter, the first, just because I knew Gray. Gray was hanging out with me the last couple months, and you know how things are. Me and Gray aren't close now, but blood makes us relatives, loyalty makes us family, right? And I wish I picked Nate, man. The biggest mistake of my life right there. It's because he's a good guy, right? Like that Ali, man is his heart, right? Remember that one?
What, Nate got his start on the Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah, he was the same as me, but I picked Gray, and Jens, of course, he's not stupid. Fucking picked Nate right on bang.
Then Nate,
I was gonna grab him right there, but
Did he win that season?
For he won. He's a man.
Yeah.
He is the man.
Tough. Bro, he's been tough since day one.
Yeah.
He's got his entire demographic and built like an entire niche of MMA.
Yeah.
Man, he fought Hermes Franca like before he even got in, and Hermes was tough before. Remember him?
Yeah.
Fighting Shirk and everybody.
Did Nate ever train with you in Hawaii?
He came down.
Yeah.
He came down, yeah.
I remember you had a BJPenn.com Nate shirt. I saw you wearing it at the fight.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I used to follow your news channel. You had the biggest news channel.
It's still going.
It's still going? What is that on Facebook?
BJPenn.com, just the website.
Just the website?
Yeah.
I remember that.
It's got 5 employees.
It was big.
It was big,
It's still doing its thing.
It's still going?
Yeah. Cole Shelton, we got a bunch of different writers and
yeah. I mean, BJ is like on the business side, like a fighting. Rampage, you're obviously like a world champion and you fought your whole life and you're like a legend as a fighter. And BJ also had like a business side to him too, because I remember I was talking to Pat Tenori at Ruka and Pat, one of the most authentic dudes who kind of, mixed the culture of mixed martial arts and clothing. Right. And he's like, I would say the definition of Ruka, the definition of that mixed martial art kind of athletic, athleisure brand and the face of what's there, the most authentic dude, I think, in sports. He told me one time we were eating dinner and he's like, when BJ Penn, was at the top of the game in the UFC, was the world champion, we drop a BJ Penn Ruka t-shirt and it would sell out and that was before people even knew what could sell out. And then they would drop another one, and it would be one of the most successful drops of the year. And BJ's reach would be, you know, they would sell 100,000 t-shirts in like an hour. And you're talking about a time where people didn't even know what e-commerce was, you know what I mean? And what was going on. So BJ's reach worldwide, even as bjpenn.com and then BJ Penn the Fighter, is a huge story that people sometimes miss.
Pat too, just getting involved with him. I mean, he was, you know, he was a purple belt when I was a white belt. And then I met him at the 97. He gave me a shirt. It said, "Jiu-Jitsu, we fight."
Wow.
This was like the very beginning, you know?
Yeah.
And I met him from there, and you know, he's the real deal.
You've been with Ruka your whole career?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you remember the BJ Penn fight shorts?
I was just thinking about that when you said that. Man, you started that. I seen other people coming up with it now. That was legit.
Just one day, I just kept thinking, how can I represent that? You know, you can't wear your gi in the fight. And I kept thinking, and I'm like, that's the next best thing, right?
You came up with that idea?
Yeah.
Genius.
I came up with that idea, and then
you sold a lot of those shorts as well, huh?
I think they're still going.
Yeah,
they're still going.
Yeah,
Still going.
I saw Bushesha was wearing a pair of them.
Yeah.
He fought that dude. Did you see that fight?
Oh man,
He fought what's the guy's name? I gotta pull it up.
He fought Rug or whatever.
Rug.
But he looks like a beast too.
Have you seen Rug?
No.
He pops like 3 watermelons with his arms.
Would you
class?
fight Rug at 45 years old? That's the thing. Like,
What weight class is it?
He's huge. Heavyweight. He's heavyweight. He's huge.
They fought in one.
Oh no, I don't get a chance to see.
A 20-year-old guy. Imagine fighting a 20-year-old, 300-pound guy named Rug.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
Not at 45, man. I'm taking I want to do like a few more fights before I retire. Right now, the UFL, and I'm representing.
I like the UFL.
Yeah.
That was some good stuff. They're there with the fighters.
Yeah, that's right.
You had the right question there, because they said, right, what would you be doing if you had all that money from the UFC? Wouldn't be talking to you guys.
They're right. What you doing these days now? What you got coming up?
You know what? I actually getting into this governor. I had a hard time walking away from the fighting, you know. Yeah. And everybody, you know how it is. Families telling you don't want to see you get beat up and stuff. But I had a hard time, and actually this governor run thing kind of calmed me down. But what I don't like about it, I like that I'm more thinking about other things or more relaxed. But what I don't like about it is I haven't been training as much as I haven't been training, because I would go train, and then I would kick everybody's ass. I'm like, why am I not fighting, man? But you gotta want it. I told Perillo, I said, hey, don't even talk already. Just tattoo, you gotta want it on your head, and just give him water. Don't even say, waste the time talking. But it's, I'm glad I'm out of that, but I should be working out more.
See, though, I've been scared. I was scared to retire because I'm gonna miss it and I'm come back. But it's been 3 years since I fought. But they just signed a fight with me and Titties from Tough.
Good, yeah. I was. You know what? I think me and you talked about that.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, he'd be the perfect fight.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Then I want to do one boxing match, maybe 2 or 3 boxing matches. Then I'm gonna walk away.
You used to box though. Here and there with K1 and all.
Yeah.
But was it much funner back then, or what?
Yeah, back then when you're younger, you got less injuries.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I hated training with the injuries. I hated that. That's what made me hate training. And Dana White kind of stole the love from MMA for me a little bit. Not to talk bad about Dana, but I respect Dana now, and I see it's all about business. Yeah. But back then when I was going through it, I was like, man, fuck MMA.
We're all. I mean, to be the best, you got to be a narcissist to get to where you can't be saying that. Well, everybody here is better than me. Right. You guys say I'm better than everybody here. It's just part of the game.
You have to believe it.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier. It's how much you can lie to yourself and tell. You just keep lying to yourself, right? You fake it till you make it. I mean, that's true. Yeah. That stuff is true. You're only as good as you think you are. And all of us right now, even though I haven't worked out for 2 years probably, all of us right now can go and run 100 miles, but we just need one thing to do it. You cannot have one fucking anything of a doubt. You can have one shred, one just hair, nothing. You can't have one doubt. As soon as that one doubt goes, oh no, I'm not gonna make it to 100 miles. But we can all get up right now, and we know we can. We've been there. We've been to that level. Yeah. You walked into the ring against Chuck Liddell. I mean, you saw with him and Randy. I mean, I remember before Chuck walked out to fight Randy, and John Hackleman walks up to him and goes, all his Olympic wins, all his national, international wrestling wins, all his UFC championships, all his fights in Japan, it's all gonna end with one right hand. And Chuck did it, and you went out there, you got those guys who were the best in the world when it was their time, and you get chicken skin talking about it, and that's as when I moved out of my house, because I moved back in with my mom, she's getting older, and I was like cleaning out. I was like, man, I guess a house is just a bunch of hoarded shit or something, and kind of just realized like it's just life's a few pictures and some memories. Right?
Right.
It's a few pictures and some memories, man.
It's deep.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you guys built the runway for all these current fighters. You guys built the nostalgia of UFC and mixed martial art fighting. I mean, people fell in love with the game of fighting and the sport because of guys like you, because of the character, because of the wins. I mean, talking about UFC 80 at Stevenson, was that that bloody fight that you fought? And he's just blood everywhere.
Is that when he licked the glove?
Yeah. Wait, is that who you were fighting, Stevenson?
You had to do
UFC
something
80,
to get the guys interested.
My God, dude.
What? I didn't do that shit. That's you. That ain't me.
You're a different person when you in there, huh?
Yeah, no, that's what it was. Yeah.
How you switch that though? How can you stay in a ring with that much blood and trying to rear naked choke this dude on the floor?
Hey man, the same way, because it's like we were talking to you. You're an Academy Award winning actor when you walked in that place. I'm not scared. I'll kick this. I'm gonna kill this guy. But that's the part of the acting and believing the acting and believing. You gotta believe that shit, man.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah.
He's
right about that though.
When God said, "Let there be light," damn right he meant it.
Yeah.
Damn right he meant it.
BJ sent me a text last night, 2 a.m. about let there be light and how we should act and how we should behave as people and how we should kind of move through the world and kind of find balance and kind of like, Pat, the art of balance and the balance of opposites, and Ruka and BJ sending me these messages. I'm like, I can't wait to get you in the podcast to do a Rampage. two warriors, two champions.
If you pay attention to the stuff he posts and his comment, the stuff he says, he knows a lot of stuff. He know a lot of stuff. I don't want to say the word woke. I don't think they use that right anymore. So you can't say these words that they change and they make another meaning from. But you know what I'm saying? He switched on. He's turned on. He know a lot of stuff, and I can tell because I've learned a lot of stuff in my 45 years. But I just been keeping it to myself because I learned. This is what I've learned. I learned that it's so many ignorant people out there.
Yeah, you gotta be, man.
Yeah, you can't tell them the truth.
No way. If you're gonna tell somebody the truth, make them laugh or they'll kill you. And that's remember, that's the truth, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna lay something out there, make it a joke. Yeah. You're gonna tell them, is your afraid it doesn't work? Tell them, no, but it's from all those times when you told me, you don't ever give up, BJ. You work as hard as you can. Like you always just, it's always a joke, man.
Yeah.
You gotta know your audience out there. Always know who you're talking to,
yeah.
And know who you're dealing with.
I learned it from my kids. I couldn't even tell my kids certain things. I don't want to get too involved, but there's a couple of things I told my kids not to do, especially my younger kids. I asked them not to take a certain medicine. And they wouldn't listen to me. I'm like, listen, just give it some time. Just it's an experiment right now. Just give it some time. Please listen to me. And it hurt me. It hurt me to the core when they didn't want to listen to me.
Nobody wants to listen. But I heard something like that the kids, when they get to 13, 14, they don't listen to the parents. They listen to anyone else. And it has something to do with when we were in smaller tribes. And I'd rather say that smaller tribes, because I don't really know if I believe in cavemen and all that stuff. But when we were in smaller tribes, that when they would get to a certain age, they wouldn't listen to the parent anymore. They listen to anyone else, but not him, because they gotta go off to a new tribe, so the inbreeding doesn't take place or something, But I don't know. I don't know about what
but I don't remember if I listened to my parent. Well, I didn't have a good relationship with my parents when I was a teenager. My mom put me out when I was 14. My dad, he wasn't in the right place. So that's probably why I didn't listen to my parents. But I did listen to older people that was old. I grew up around grown-ups and old heads. So I paid attention to them. And so with my kids, I'm like, it's just something you just want to say, look, listen to me.
Did that affect the tough life that you lived growing up, how did that affect you being a father?
It made me.
I just sorry to cut you off because, I see some that go the exact opposite and some just like, I never knew my parents.
No.
There's two different styles that happen, right?
Yeah,
And
I went the
not here
opposite
to
way.
bring anyone down, but
I tell my kids I love them all the time, and my two younger ones, I hug them. But I think I made a mistake with my son Roger. He's my second to the oldest. I got him when he was 6 years old because he's a clone, and so it wasn't like my ex-wife left me because I got him. She didn't understand why I was getting this other kid, and she was pregnant with my daughter. Didn't tell me. Not that I resented him, but I was happy when I was married. And then what I'm saying, it's like he just getting to know me, and it's like I love him because he was my son, but I didn't know this kid, so he didn't get all the
just
hugs.
relatives at at first.
And it was hard when you just overnight. My oldest son, overnight, I was fighting in pride, and I was a single parent. People didn't know it, and I was raising my son by myself. And
in Mississippi,
I had him when I was in college. I went to college in NorCal.
Okay.
And I got his mom pregnant. I never seen her pregnant. Not one day. I left college, and then she told me she had him, and I was like, oh, okay, how he look? She said, he got blonde hair and blue eyes. So I laughed. I said, that ain't my kid. Go find his dad. Then I went to go see him. He looked just like my little brother. I was like, damn, my oldest son is albino. He got blonde hair and blue eyes. And I'm like, okay, this is my kid.
Man, don't they say that, right? God makes the son look like the dad, so the dad don't leave or something like that.
Yeah.
In nature,
Yeah.
You heard that or something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like my brother, but it's just one of those things. So I think I messed up with my older two. I showed them love and stuff like that, but I wasn't as affectionate with them with my younger ones. Because my youngest son, he was
older.
I was older. He was the first kid I saw come out. I was there at the hospital.
Oh, gotcha.
So me and him had like that special bond. But then his mom left me. When he was 6 months, and then my daughter came, and I never really wanted a girl. I was like, I'm too tough. I'm too macho. I didn't want no girl. I heard they change you, and sure enough, they changes you.
At first thing I thought, what am I gonna do with a girl? Then after I had the girl, the first one, I thought, I had a second one coming. I said, I hope it's a girl. I hope it's a girl. I got used to it,
Yeah, they treat you better. Like they say like their daughter's gonna be the one to take care of you when you get old.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Right.
Mainly how it is. I mean, that's what you hope for, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Every year, stay by you. The kid's gonna be in the streets.
It's my turn to be pushed around Disneyland in a stroller. That was my turn.
But wait till they start having boyfriends. Like my daughter's 16, now she got boyfriends and stuff.
He's scared of you?
Yeah.
I made a deal with my daughter, so I didn't scare him. I made a deal with her. I told her, listen, as long as you don't lie to me, I'm not gonna embarrass you in front of your boyfriends. I'm not gonna scare him. But her boyfriend she got now, his name is Diego. I call him Django. but I like him.
You think you could take him?
Hell yeah, I can take him. I'll fuck his little ass up if he fuck with me. But he's a real respectful kid. He's a good kid, and my brother, her brother tells me a lot about him. Like he's been watching. Like he's a good kid, and she said he's nice to his family and his little sister. I hear nothing but good things about him. I met him a couple of times, and he's a cool kid. So
it's good when you have a good family, good people around you, and then good people around your family. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. You gotta have a good family because when you 60, 70, and you in a barbecue, ain't nobody from the club gonna be at your house cooking with you.
That's why. That's why you got to be there for your kids too, so they're there for you, right? Nobody's gonna want to be there for somebody that wasn't there for them. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But now since my son, he's not listening to me and everything. But now I think about like, oh, I didn't hug him enough. I didn't do that. So now, even though he's 23,
what do you do?
now
You just hug him, huh?
Yeah, I hug him
you
and
know
stuff
what?
now.
Man, my dad is why I got. I guess you see that little love languages or whatever, and I think like. I think he's the reason why mine's his touch or whatever. Like even if I see a friend, like, yeah, how you doing, man? Grab his neck and shake him around,
Yeah.
You train with your kids. I've seen that on Instagram, and you train with your son. Obviously, he's doing good.
Yeah.
And you brought him by the studio one time, and I see you giving him pointers. You train with your kids at OBJ?
You know what? I've been kind of sending my kids to boxing and stuff, but you know what? I've been trying to bond with them in so much different ways, and their mother just sent me some videos of me catching the daughters on the mitts. And I'm not a trainer. I never was a trainer. That was never my thing. I was always just one of the guys. I'm a workout partner, I'm in here working out. I'll show a technique or whatever, but I was never really that's why I don't have a school. I don't have any world champions. I've never really trained people,
Yeah.
So, but you know what? I think I'm going to, I got to find a way to bond with my daughters to, just because of different things, because I was, younger in my time, and the mother was really young, and I was young. I was 28, she was 18, and it was just, you know, we never really. I was still the champion, and you know, everybody went their separate ways, but. I'm trying my best to try to bond with them and try to make some kind of connection. I've tried all these different things, and you know, why not do the one that?
Are they interested in MMA and jiu-jitsu?
At first, they never liked it. They never got into it, so I never forced them. And I was like, good. I saw this enough anyway.
Right.
But you know, now I look back, and they're in the high school, so it's the cool thing.
Yeah.
And fights are different. And you know what? She used to tell me, Dad, you know, a lot of girls challenge me, but I don't wanna fight because I don't want to lose. And then they say that, you know, BJ's daughter kicked her butt or whatever, and then she got beat up. It was on video and stuff. She got beat up and stuff, and the video went around. And then I felt real bad for her at first because I knew she really wouldn't want to get into that. And then she just started fighting all the time and doing all kinds of stuff. But I say you're gonna fight and stuff. You're gonna pick fights with people, or you're gonna different things. You better train, you know, and don't go around any guys fighting. You're gonna get hit and get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be careful out there.
I was worried about that about my kids. If people found out they was my kid, would people try to bully them? But no one fucked on. Even my oldest son, I taught him how to fight back, and taught him how to make fun of people back because, you know, like I said, he's albino.
you got to teach people back. That's awesome.
Yeah. I had to teach him.
Hey, this is the biggest weapon you're ever gonna have right here.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can save you're gonna kill him or whatever, you know. So it's the weapon right here, man.
During COVID, I remember during the lockdown when no one could go to a gym and no one could do any of that, BJ and Pat would open up the gym. We would go over here and we would train at Ruka. Yeah. And, you know, Pat obviously wanted to keep it super core, so we kept it just to the fighters. And BJ came into town, and I just started training jiu-jitsu. Pat's like, go on the floor with BJ. Let's see what you learn. You know, BJ just, you know, wrote me up in 20 seconds. And then Pat said, go in the ring with BJ. Let's see what you can do. So Pat lets me go in the ring, and I'm in the corner. I think there's a video on my Instagram.
Yeah, I saw it.
BJ destroyed me. I mean, I literally, for a second, as dumb as it sounds, I was like, I think I could do decent against him. I'll probably get in a few licks, and then, you know, maybe we go eat after. I couldn't even throw one punch. This guy it was so ridiculous how technical and how good he still was that, you know, that's the thing about fighting and training. It's so sharp. It keeps your mind good. It keeps your body right. But it's a bonding. From that point on, I was like, dude, I love BJ more than anything. Because when you're in there with someone, the minute that bell rings and he's back to smiling, right when it rings to start, he's like, oh, damn, I never saw this side of BJ. He's ready to kill me. Yeah. You can't get that from anything else but training.
Because it's that decision making, that problem solving, and then you got to put your head in that space too.
It's the weirdest thing, our sport. Like we spar with each other and stuff like that, right? And we kick each other ass, but we like brothers. Like me and Congo, for instance. I met Congo because I saw him at the UFC one time. Like, wow, who was this big? Right? And I had to fight Chuck Liddell again, and I was punch drunk. I mean, I was like gun shy. I'm just a little punch drunk.
Freudian slip.
I'm just a little punch drunk. Not a whole lot. I'm a little punch drunk. But I got knocked out by Vanderlei years ago, and I was punch drunk. I mean, punch gun shy for years. So I was like, I got to fight Chuck. Right. Chuck's a big puncher. So I brought in Czech Congo, and we didn't really know each other. He didn't really speak English. And he would kick the shit out of me the whole camp, but it got me over being gun shy.
Right.
Then over the years, now me and him like brothers. And I'm talking about we would have war. They close us in the cage. You have war. You basically I'm gonna try to knock each other out. But
right.
now he's like one of my closest friends, like a family member.
No, that camaraderie you get from the martial arts, it's second to none.
Yeah.
Second to none. The people, right? I mean, it's family, no matter what. You see them, anything happening, they're on the side of the road, you change their tire, you go get gas, you'd go save their life.
Yeah.
These people, right?
Yeah, they're like your brothers, like family.
Right? That's what I always loved about the martial arts, and that's how I know you'll always be around the gyms or be around that stuff. I mean, that's family. You talk about family.
Yeah, but even MMA, we're different from boxing. You know how boxers, like, it seems like after an MMA fight, they hug. Like before each round, people give each other high fives. I don't really believe in it because I'm a different guy when I fight. But but
no shaking hands.
Yeah, I don't like.
You
like
disrespected me when you signed the contract, motherfucker.
Yeah, but we have the best sportsmanship after the fights. I think it's more than boxing. I think boxing is now trying to do more now because they're watching us. But MMA is just different because it's like a small community, especially back in the day. It's growing now.
I mean, it was made on the internet almost, right? And that's kind of how it came up, right? Everybody going to the forums and stuff like that. It was kind of made like that.
Yeah.
I still like going on the. It's fun.
Right? I stopped going.
Yeah, it's fun. Now that we're not in there, it's fun. You know, we can just freaking.
What's a better feeling, KOing someone or submitting someone?
Well, the best takedown is a left hook. I mean, we can't deny that. That's just a fact. Right? It's just a fact. You still got all your energy to finish him off right there.
Yeah. I like knocking people. I like knocking people out. Early in my career, when I first started doing jiu-jitsu, I submitted a few people. I was proud of myself. Then I'm like, okay, but let me start knocking people out.
It feels better to knock someone out.
For me, it does because.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. No, well, I know how I was. You always want to play with the new toys. Your old toys, you leave them back there, and look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this new GI Joe.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
but I mean, you licking your gloves after you knock someone out with blood all over. I don't think you'll get that from submitting someone.
But he fought K1. He fought all the. Yeah. He boxed him. You did it all, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to try K1. I wanted to do every art. That's why I really want to box before I get too old, because I've done everything but box now. But K1, it was good. But Pride set me up. It was at the end. The first time I fought, it was at the end of my contract. I had like one fight left, and they want to use that fight. They wanted to get me knocked out by that guy I fought, Cyril Abedi, because it was time for me to renegotiate my contract.
Oh.
So that when I went and I knocked the guy out, Pride was mad at me, bro.
Cyril Abedi, I remember that guy.
Yeah,
the tall, bald guy, right?
From
France. Where is that? Even that guy. Where is he? Where's all those?
I don't hear about. I seen him get his ass kicked a couple times after that. I don't know. I don't hear about him.
He lost a few fights after that.
That guy was one of the smelliest guys. Him and Matt Lindland, bro. That guy was.
Matt Lindland.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, that's a funny guy, man.
Yeah.
He was all right though, Matt.
Yeah. He's a good fighter, man.
Hey, he was a good fighter. No matter what, right?
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? Whenever you walk up to somebody and you tell them, I don't care what anybody says about you. You're a good guy, man. Right? That's the fucking best.
and I remember, me and you, we fought one of the same people. It's crazy because we so far apart in the weight class, but you fought Machida.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
And you fought him in Detroit, I think.
Yeah, I think I fought. Yeah. And I fought him in the UFC. Well, you fight him in Pride, or where did you fight him at? It was in
K1, yeah.
It was in Japan?
You know what it was? They were trying to put me with Lyoto was trying to talk to K1 about putting with me against some guy who was like some well-known, like big-time street fighter in Brazil, but he didn't have any fights. I said, he wants me to fight a nobody with not one professional fight. Tell him I'll fight him. And then he said, you want? Let's go.
He was way bigger than you.
Good. Yeah. It's your ego gets involved in it. Your ego is not your amigo, but it gets involved.
And you submitted him?
No, we went the distance.
But you won though, right?
No, I lost.
I thought you won that.
Man, I pushed the pressure, I guess, pretty good, but I wish I got him down. The one time I know if I would have got him on that, I would have been nice.
Yeah.
But back then, fighting it was different, right?
Yeah,
it's gone. What is it? We got old, I guess, too.
No, we are a different breed than what the fighters are now. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the new fighters now, they're fans. And not taking anything away from them, but they don't have the same spirit that we have. I heard this from a lot of old time fans. They say, I used to watch the UFC. I don't watch it anymore. Like it's different now. All you guys are gone. So the new fighters.
It was gang. When we were there, it was gangs, like the jiu-jitsu gang, the wrestling guy, the street fighter gang, the lucha libre gang, right? And kickboxers, the wrestlers.
It is true though, because the martial arts weren't as kind of combined. Right now, everybody is like the best at everything, and now back then it was like he was the best jiu-jitsu athlete, he was the best boxer, and then you guys would scrap, but everybody knew how to fight everything.
Now it's MMA became its own martial art, right? And it is. I mean. Yeah. You can't win anymore with just one style or any of that.
Yeah. It's evolved a lot. Now
right?
People are like, you train UFC? Like, what? What's that?
What does that mean, man?
What does that mean?
Man, BJ, what do you think your favorite victory was of all time?
It was that first fight with Matt Hughes. That was without a doubt my favorite night.
Why?
Ever. You know what? I fought for the title with Uno once and with Jens Pulver once, and that was the lightweight title, and then here I was, and it was kind of easier than I expected, but I kind of just walked right into my prime. Like you can feel it, I at that time at 25, I swear, man, that was my time. I'll look at all these guys now, like the lightweight champs now. I'll be like, these guys, they're fucking nuts. But I mean, right now, today, they'll kill me, But if I feel like I was at that time, and I'm sure everybody has their moment. The truth, once you win the belt already, the first, second, already 50% of the why already drops. And now you gotta go out there and just keep going. And then it's your identity. And then you're like, you lost the belt. Oh, good, I got it. Oh, where is it? I want to get it back now. And then jeez, man.
It's the
chase,
huh?
Highs and the lowest low. It's my precious, right? That's my precious.
Yeah.
The belt is my precious.
Yeah. Hey, what if Abu Dhabi was still around like back in the day, like it was as popular back then? They had like a Legends division. Would you just do like grappling and over in South over Middle East? It was good money. If it was good money, if you was getting paid like 250, 300 grand for,
then that would be stupid not to.
Yeah. I would love to see that if it was still around. They had like a division for even though I think he's older. Were you my age, 45?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Even if he's old, I still think
78 or 77.
78.
You're the horse. No wonder this guy's. You're the horse right there.
Yeah. I think he'll still do well, even with the younger folks. If it's just grappling. Like Abu Dhabi,
like
they don't do that no more.
GSP and Luke right now. Everybody's talking about that fight. Luke Rockhold and GSP maybe in this UFC fight past
Luke
grappling.
Luke's a good grappler. Luke's a great grappler.
Who would win that?
I don't know. GSP he's solid.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's pretty good though.
He's a beast.
Have you ever trained with him?
Never trained with him. But
Luke's next level on the ground though.
No, but Luke is right.
Jiu-jitsu black belt.
I didn't know that.
No, and it's that's the thing. Like Luke, remember like his last fight, he hurt his tooth or whatever. I'm telling you, the Luke that fought Chris Weidman that night that wanted to be the world champion, you could knock all his teeth out. And that's what fighting does to us when we get old. And that's what, right?
Yeah.
You gotta want it. And right? And we always gotta remember too that we're going in there. And we all went in for a lot. My whole last 5 fights was this, going in for a paydays or whatever. We all do that.
Yeah.
We gotta remember too, like you lose something out of it all the time, or you hurt your eye, you get a cataract, something happens every time. You earn that money somehow. You're gonna earn that motherfucker.
But is jiu-jitsu safer than MMA? Like
jiu-jitsu wise. Jiu-jitsu is safer than I was talking about the fighting just us as we get older. Yeah. But right, because you just going to make you're going to get your money. Well, at least I'm going to get this show up money no matter what. And but something's going to get hurt here on your face.
You still throw the gi on every once in a while and try to get some rounds in or get some training?
I was, but I just haven't trained the last.
Jiu-jitsu is making a comeback real big with that one kid.
Gordon
with the
Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's exciting, right? I like him.
I like him. I mean, I like the whole situation that you have going on where now jiu-jitsu has this like grappling, right? Like look at the Rotolos. They're just dominating. They dominate ADCC and they're dominating one. And then you have like this guy, Gordon Ryan. You have Nicky Rod. You have these like faces now that people can like familiarize with jiu-jitsu and grappling.
Important.
That's what
you
jiu-jitsu
need
grappling
stars.
have.
If he goes to UFC, we don't have a jiu-jitsu star anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think he's
So you were in the ring with Jon before. Mm-hmm. You did really well. Of course, I was cheering for you. I know you from that time. And so where's Jon right now? Is he the best? Is he what's going on? What do you think?
I think Jon is the best, but I just thought it was kind of sus how good he is at not getting hit. And I've heard a rumor that he don't have a chin, like in the gym. But I think he's the best fighter. But I think if a heavyweight lands a good punch on him,
even a guy like Stipe, right?
Yeah. What's gonna happen with that fight?
Are they fighting? It's gonna happen?
I think they signed it, right?
I think that's the last. I think he's saying he's trying to retire after that.
I mean, Stipe is great, and it just seems like Stipe might be a little bit past where he used to be. You know what I mean? But that's just life. That happens. I mean, Roy Jones, he never, right? Remember how long we were waiting for somebody to fight Roy?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, things like that happen sometimes. Yeah. Why is life like that, you wonder, right?
But I think Jones is going to take him down and
wipe him out.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to take.
Isn't it amazing how Jones can take everybody down?
He's a great wrestler, bro. I trained really hard to I trained really hard at wrestling to fight him, and my wrestling was okay against him. And
You were ducking the spinning.
I knew he was coming with that. But one thing I didn't train for. I didn't have a lone jiu-jitsu guy on to do jiu-jitsu with, because it was hard to train for him. It was really hard. It was one of the hardest training camps.
Stand in front.
Yeah, because if he turns this way, you got to watch out for a head kick. If he turns this way, you got to watch out for that. And it was just so difficult just training for him. So I had all that stuff down pat, but I didn't have like a tall jiu-jitsu guy, and he got me with that rear naked choke, and I was like, it's just different when somebody arms that long.
I forgot that.
Yeah, he submitted me. I've only been submitted twice by him and Sakuraba.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah. Normally I can get out of shit.
What's it gonna take for somebody to fight with him? Is there anybody, this Russian guy that they talk about? Who's that guy, the Russian that was knocking everybody out? He knocked out Tuivasa.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That he's a 205 though, huh?
That's right. No, he's heavy though, right?
Oh no. I don't remember his name.
Because Volkanovski, he's tough too, Volkanovski.
Yeah, right? I think if somebody getting inside on Jon Jones and they not worried about the eye poke and the what you call it, the calf, whatever the kick is, the oblique kick.
Yeah.
They can get past all that and get and box with him up close. Yeah, because you gotta take his length away, because he's really good at fighting alone. You
know what? Because I saw him train a bunch of times in Albuquerque, and I saw him, and they'll bring wrestlers in and they'll take him down, and different things happen. He'll get submitted here and there, and he's not happy about it, getting submitted, but you'll see those different things happen. But when he gets in, he wins.
His mind is really strong.
It's something there. To be the best, you got to be one crazy son of a bitch. Yeah. And, until you become not crazy anymore, you're still the best, right? Yeah. That's what it is.
His mind. So Jones, he's going to retire after this fight, you said?
I think he went up to heavyweight. He's going to fight Stipe. Stipe's like 2 or 3. That Sergey guy's number 1. And then I think Cyril Gane's like 2 in the rankings, something like that. Yeah. So I think he's going to...
Cyril Gane will never have a chance against him. Right?
No.
Did you ever work out with that guy? He's big.
He's a big guy. I never met him in person, but I wasn't surprised Jones took him down and just easy.
I think the hard thing too now with like fans following UFC, like when I was growing up, I knew when you were fighting because it was such an ordeal and an event. It wasn't every Friday, every Saturday, 2 free fights during the week. It was more of like a Super Bowl.
Right.
When Rampage walked in the ring, the city stopped for the night. When BJ Penn was licking gloves, the city, but now it's like, let's just watch the highlights on Instagram. We'll watch another fight next Saturday.
And that's what I like. Oh wait, we finally got pay per view. Wait, what? Now there's a fight every week after we finally got pay per view. These guys are pretty smart though, actually.
Yeah.
And they had to do it to make their name and their thing, but these guys, man, right? They can't build up any pay per view because they got one the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it worked against us.
It did, yeah. I stopped making pay-per-view money in the UFC, so I wasn't even signing pay-per-view deals. Yeah. That's why
why even say you waste some money? Waste of time signing the thing.
When I went to Bellator, I actually made more money on purse because I wasn't worried about pay-per-view. It was no pay-per-view deals. Bellator didn't do pay-per-views.
What would Bellator have to do to? They just want to stick around. What was Bellator's game plan? I mean, I know Rich, but I never really talked to him about it. We just hang out when we...
Yeah, he's from Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
I think they done, man. I think Bellator finna sell to PFL or something. That's the rumors.
How does PFL have so much money?
Man, they got big investors. I don't know who all is in there, but I heard...
$10 million to pay Nate? That's awesome.
Yeah.
For Nate, how do they got that money?
They got big investors, and Francis Ngannou, he just signed like a big deal.
Yeah. How's he doing? How's Francis doing?
I didn't get a chance to talk to him at the fight. I wanted to take a picture with him because the first time I took a picture with him, I was so fat. I posted a picture and people clowned me so much I deleted it. So I wanted to take one when I was in better shape.
Oh man. But he's an animal.
Yeah. I hope he wins. He got a punch. I
want to see him do good with Tyson, you know?
He has a puncher's chance, but
right. But you're going against the best.
Yeah, that's the best.
That's like grappling whoever was the best grappler at the time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So and you know what? It's gonna it could hurt anybody's star power.
Yeah.
Wise. I mean, they just get put out in a minute or two.
But if he does halfway decent, nobody's going to follow him because he's not a boxer. And let's keep it real. We've seen his striking in MMA. It's wild. When he connects, he knocks people out, but it's not technical. He don't look like a boxer.
With the big gloves, it's not going to be as good. But, but you see those different guys. Regardless that Muhammad Ali was more of a just kind of pick you apart, but he did fight he fought Inoki and then he fought on that football player.
I didn't see the football player.
Was it? No, because I remember Todd Marinovich back in. Remember him, Todd Marinovich?
No.
Packers. He was trying to fight Mike Tyson, but Tyson wouldn't do it. But Ali, Ali, freaking, he's right in there. Hey, you know what? People talk about once in a while, and I don't know where I am on it. I mean, it's crazy because if you look on Google, somebody was trying to tease me on Instagram, and I said, they're talking, oh, you got too much CTE, and I go, CTE's that's a lie. I know Ali would have had it. I mean, Ali did. I mean, he was in the ring so much, whatever. Right? I know he ended up having Parkinson's or whatever, but
it's not from fighting, though, right?
Well, I don't know. You don't wonder if it's one of those things that
but the same thing with Mike. What's his name? Michael J. Fox.
Well, he's from Parkinson's.
Yeah, but he wasn't a fighter.
No, that's not from fighting. I think that's genetic.
It can happen. So I don't know why people were trying.
What about the CTE stuff? I don't know, man. I've never seen it.
But they saying football players been having problems with.
Keep going.
I'm gonna tell you, I play football. Have you ever played football?
No, bro, my dad he said. He would always be worried about my neck. He would always tell me.
Yeah, because he's good. I got a stinger in my neck from it.
Really, yeah?
I was addicted to the sound it made when the helmets. So I think that the football players, they probably like that, and it's not good for you.
When you're in there and you like getting punched here and there.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah,
but it's bad. But we know it's bad. It's bad for your brain. I remember the Danny Steele. Remember he was like, I got hit so hard. I was fighting. I got hit so hard, and I came. And
who said that? He in the wrong sport.
God damn. Danny Steele, he was a bad man.
Danny Steele.
But that's what. This you got to be crazy to get in it.
Yeah.
No, it's what. It takes a smart man to get in and a smarter man to get out.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a crazy sport, man. A lot of people don't really understand the type of stuff that we got to go through. But it when you think back, like as a fighter, you think back like, damn, it's a crazy sport. Knowing you might get elbowed, a knee to the face.
Right? You know what? When I walked out to fight Hughes, because I knew he was a bigger guy, I was so I fought Gomi maybe 2-3 months before. Dana calls me. I tell Dana, I want Shirk. Shirk wanted to come up because he started getting with AKA, my old gym after, because I started with them, Javier Mendez and Frank Shamrock and everybody. Then he tried to come in and try to work out there behind my back. And then he was trying to challenge me. He was telling Dana he wanted to fight me or something. So I told Dana, I said, hey, let me fight Shirk now that I beat Gomi. And he goes, why you want to? He goes, you want to fight? He goes, nope, you can't fight Shirk. We're having problems with his management. You fight Hughes. You're gonna fight Matt Hughes, and I go. That's the only reason why I want to fight Shirk. Let's go. But you know already. Yeah. When you're on it and you're in your prime, and you see 2, 3, 4 fights down the line already. You already know, and you already know what's gonna happen in those things. Well, one, because you believe in yourself, and it's more like you write the story out later. I know you know that just from being, I'm going to pick a run up, I'm going to slam him down, and then I'm going to go do this. And you just know for some reason. Yeah. And as soon as you get offered the fight, you know you've won already. Yeah. And that was like when I got offered the Hughes fight, I knew already. Yeah. Because, I always say this too to the new people who come in, or I just tell my friends now, I say, hey, because my other friend was like, oh, my family, they're all hard on me, this and that. They said I didn't do enough. I go, hey, you're not lazy, you're not dumb, you're scared. And really. Yeah. And I tell them, I go, hey, don't do something great if you can't take the congratulations. If you can't take somebody patting you on your back and saying, hey, you're the best, then drop the fucking ball. Then quit. That's what most people can't take that.
Right.
They can't handle it. Oh, they're going to but I think that I'm the greatest, and then I'm gonna have to live up to it.
Yeah.
So
they worry about the wrong things, and their head goes. You're right. That's a sign of weakness. Listen, you guys,
it's a sign of weakness.
you guys heard it. You guys heard it from BJ Penn, one of the best to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind right. You know, believe in yourself and know how to take congratulations. All right.
So in terms of like your top 3 favorite fighters right now, BJ, who do you think right now is like of all time your current top 3 favorite fighters of all time?
You know, it always gonna come down to hard to just say 3, right? Because you're such a fan of so many people. But it's always gonna come down to at what time and when, you know, when the guy fought. And you know one guy who I really got a lot of respect for, that he's been there for so long, and he was the champion when I was champion. He still knocks out 2 or 3 guys a year. Is Andrei Arlovsky. You know, I mean, right? That's a fighter's fighter right there, right?
He's a tough.
Look at him, still paying his bills like that. I mean, screw that. I don't want to pay my bills like that. No, he's a bad man.
Yeah.
And he wasn't just a journeyman the whole time. He got the belt. You know, right? That's why we're all there to get the belt. And man, I really respect. It's hard to rank them or whatever. You know, anybody, if they just keep fighting in toward their old, it's hard to rank them. You know, but he's got a much better ranking among all the fighters because we've seen him. Shit, he was there before us.
Yeah.
Man.
So is he in your top 3?
He's one of the best, man. I'll throw him in, and then. As far as we just keep it in the UFC, you know what? Chuck Liddell was one of, he made the UFC. You know, he was there. He knocked out all the guy, because Tito wasn't the guy to knock him out, and it needed somebody, right? And Chuck came in and Chuck did that, and then you never sit down and tell your top 3 if you got one of the greatest sitting across you. It's in your moment, and like I believe that night when I fought Matt Hughes, I think I could have fought any of the 170 or 155 pounders today. That person right there, you know what I mean? And you know, you've been around certain people who you've seen them at that time. You know, and you just, you know, it's always an honor. I know we're friends,
I know we're friends, but I wouldn't even consider myself one of the top 3, because to be honest, I didn't have a super long run in the UFC. But you know, I appreciate that. But you know, we want some. What's that kid named Lawler?
Lawler.
Yeah. You know, it's hard to do 3 too. You know, it's hard
what about
Robbie Lawler,
Anderson Silva.
Let's go Lawler first. Lawler. How good did we all feel when a guy like Lawler wins? It's like Bisping got the belt type of thing. It's, you know, you can do no wrong. We wouldn't rather have you more than anyone else, right? When you saw Robbie Lawler finally put that strap on, from how many people did he knock out in his whole life? You got to get that thing.
He fought for well over 25 years or something like that. That's a long time to be a fighter.
Man. And people would come up to me sometimes, pretty often, especially when I first started, and go, "Can I have your signature?" And then they put in, it was Robbie Lawler's signature. They thought I was Lawler.
You don't look like Robbie.
Oh, man. But hey, what a beast. What a beast. He went from UFC to Super Brawl to Japan to back. You know,
he had a great career.
A long career, but always like really sharp. Like really sharp fighter, like always had skill, always had fundamentals, never really lost. It wasn't just thrown in the mix to just kind of get someone a win.
Well, he was young and he was powerful and explosive at first. His first fight was Aaron Riley. I think I was there that night. And then after that, he learned how to relax and settle in. He'd go, and then before he would just go and he wouldn't stop going, you know. But then when he started really getting into fighting, he would freaking just go, and he was a package. See, some people go late, some people go early. Not everybody, you know, takes it, and right. All the different times, huh?
Right.
What do you think about Anderson Silva?
Anderson Silva, he was like the Roy Jones almost, right? Yeah. He was like. Did you fight Anderson?
No, we never fought, because we was always different weight classes. Yeah.
205, 85. And he was the best at 85. When he was in there knocking out everybody, he was knocking him out easy. He was beating him easy. I mean, he would get in a couple positions here and there, and then he would escape. But that's what a champion does, right? A champion adjusts, and he was. I mean, how many 20 title defenses more than?
I think he only lost to Father Time, so I don't count.
Right.
I don't count his losses as as being a loss. I think he lost to Father Time first, and then he was just.
And that's how crazy it gets, where you come to the point so much that you're so good at fighting and this and that, but you even got to take it to the next level. So now you even got to let the guy hit you a little bit, and fighting is tough, man. Right? He knows what I mean. It just is. It'll change on you.
Yeah, when you get older, like he was still doing
but it was to psych him out. It was work. It was a move too. But it's life's weird how it's like that. Yeah. People get faster. People get younger.
But think about it, he's still doing good. Before he fought Jake Paul, he knocked out some boxer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and he beat
not
Chavez
just some
Jr.
boxer. Yeah,
he beat Chavez Jr.
Not just some boxer.
He's the legend. He's the ultimate. He's the ultimate. Yeah. And the ultimate combat sports legend. I mean, does it all.
Yeah. Loves mixed martial arts. All
you know what? In that sense, of course, you got to say.
I remember fighting with him in Japan, and he used to come out like Michael Jackson. That used to fuck me up. When he was fighting the Pride. He used to come out just like Michael Jackson. Then when he came to UFC, he became the Spider. But before that, he was like his theme.
Because he's a dancer or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was cool though.
Yeah, that's cool. What's your opinion of McGregor and everything he's got going on right now with the Ultimate Fighter? You were on the Ultimate Fighter. You were on the Ultimate Fighter. Like, you guys are both legends at that. Like, what do you think he's doing with this?
I think I really haven't watched the Ultimate Fighter, but I think it's tough because you're in McGregor's position. One time you're the best in the world, but it's like there's things we talk about, right? Like how much motivation went down already, and he might be towards the bottom as far as he's not motivated and he's not into the fighting. And I guess you could say you see it or whatever, and the brain plays tricks on you, man, right? In this game, but I feel bad in the sense that. You can't blame him. He's still young enough. He has to fight. I wouldn't stop, but because that's his passion. That's what keeps him alive. And on the other side, he made all that money with his company and all these things. I mean, the game is done. What you came to do is done. And now you're trying to keep carried because that's your identity. That was me stuck in that same thing. And I would never tell him to stop because I wouldn't like someone telling me to stop. Right. Yeah. But. Should he stop? He did. Like I said, when I first fought Matt Hughes and won the belt, 50% of my motivation went down right there already. And then you become that person. You try to live that identity because that's who you are. It really is. He really is that person. But when all that's right, you gotta want it. You gotta.
Are you and Matt Hughes? Are y'all on good terms? Are y'all like cool?
Oh yeah, real good terms.
Yeah, and I haven't talked to him. Me and him never was cool, really. I didn't have no problem with him, but what I'm saying, I was, I was friends with his name blanks me right now. The heavyweight.
Which one?
The used to
Rothwell. Which one?
No, the heavyweight used to train with them a long time. He used to be champion. He beat
Sylvia.
Yeah, Tim Sylvia. I was friends with Tim Sylvia, and he kind of told me some stuff about me. So I never. Was. So I ain't gonna bring that up. I was never cool with him, but
I'm get along with Matt.
He's cool.
Mm-hmm. I get along with him. Good dude. Yeah. I like hanging out with him. Just me and him have the same kind of humor. I've never seen him do anything wrong. You know what I mean? But I did hear different things from Frank Trigg, whatever. But but we do have good times. Yeah. He's a fun guy to hang out with.
Is he cool now that he got hit by that train? Like his brain, man, I never talked to him before.
You know what? That's a really sad.
He made a comeback. But
it's hard to come back from.
Yeah, hard.
He doesn't have his balance. His equilibrium is off.
But his brain is the same. He can talk and
he can talk. But he can talk.
Oh, okay.
But he cannot move around his body. That's what's sad.
Yeah, that's sad.
And BJ, going into this next phase of your life, you're a GOAT. You've done it. You're on everybody's top 3. Anybody you ask, Joe Rogan to fighters that come in and out of the gym, everybody, still talks about you licking your gloves and winning the belt and, 2 divisions. Is there someone that you wish that you could have put the beating on? Is there someone that you still kind of think about like that you could have smashed or someone you never got the opportunity to?
You know what? As now that I let go of my identity of fighting, but don't get me wrong, I'll beat that ass if you. No, but now that I let that go, I you know what? Any of the stuff from past, like stuff that I was mad at fighters about, or anything that we were teasing each other or whatever it was, that's all gone. But you know, I look back. I think I fought everybody that I wanted to fight. I think I did it. I wish some came out in different ways. Some I look and think, oh yeah, man, if I was this age, I would have kicked that guy's ass. But you know what? The older you get, the faster I was, right? The older I get, the faster I was. And I can look back and say I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my time. That's what I want to think about it, you know. And I got no hard feelings about anything. Just, hey, right? You gotta let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
and then
I
pick
still
up the rest.
always see what Pat. You know, he's obviously one of my favorite guys to hang out with, Pat from Ruka. And I always see you guys talking. You guys are always having, you know, amazing conversation. And I know he's like, you know, the core of that brand, and that brand's done a lot for you and fighters and people in the space. What's the future look like with you, and what's the future look like in mixed martial arts and you know, your merch and your brand and you as a person with Pat as well in that kind of world? Because we know Pat's kind of like the nucleus of all of that.
Yeah, you know, Pat took me in '98, and here we are still till today. From the looks of things, Ruka is going to be behind us. Pat's moving on to different things, I guess. And, you know, I was with them for so long. It's gonna be funny. Like, I got to learn how to shop. I got to learn how to get clothes now, right? You're always right there. That was just it.
Yeah.
But
you always had like an amazing business sense, you know? Like you always looked at this like relationship. You and Pat kind of did a lot for mixed martial arts in terms of clothing and traveling the world and your events and everything.
He did, and he's you know what it is. He's a real guy. I mean, he did the work. He became a jiu-jitsu black belt. Zuck and Zuckerberg and Musk, Pat'll wipe him out. You know?
Who wins, Zuckerberg or Musk? Who wins?
If Zuckerberg's training, he's gonna win. I mean, he even did a couple tournaments, right?
You don't think Musk can figure out the equilibrium and the calculations that it'll take to double leg him?
Man,
you don't want to take him down because I don't think Musk knows anything about jiu-jitsu.
Hey, but tell me if
Zuck
you
looks
had
good
your
on
chance
the,
to go
Zuck
against
looks
Zuck,
good on the mat.
in the mat.
Yeah, hey, Zuck looks good on the mat.
You almost want to tell him like, hey, we'll trade you for free if you stop doing whatever you do.
Yeah.
What do you think he does to your account? You mad he shadow banned you?
Nah, I don't know if he shadow bans. I don't know.
No,
we don't know nothing. I don't want to
yeah.
spout off crazy conspiracies, but we don't know nothing.
No, we don't know nothing.
Yeah.
I do think that Zuck training jiu-jitsu is pretty cool because
it
he's
is.
training with Stylebender and he's with Volkanovski, and it's so sick how he's like merging this world of like corporate and it's cool.
His teacher is David Camarillo out of the Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu. So that guy was my first teacher
in Hawaii, right?
With Half Gracie. Half Gracie.
What island is he on?
No, he's in California. He lives in he's up there, but he's in Silicon Valley. That's where he trained me in Mountain View, California, actually.
Who does Zuckerberg train with in Hawaii? Do you know?
No, but I don't know. He probably just brings in guys.
Got it.
Yeah. But that's interesting, you know.
You trained with him too?
They actually gave it a date of what the
I think they're trying to figure out what platform to stream it on, either X or Facebook. I think they're still trying to
Are you serious? I don't know if it's real. Is it real?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's real yet.
Man,
Have you seen him train?
I mean, how are you gonna pay him to fight you anyway? What does Zach say? Like, but the other guys were. What if?
They're both worth like $50 billion at this point.
No,
they
said $200 billion, right?
Yeah, they're both
combined.
worth billions, dude.
Are you a real person or you're an actor?
I don't know. I think it's cool. I like seeing Zuckerberg on Instagram posting with all these guys and kind of bringing awareness to the sport. It's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
And it's cool that
shows up to the fights.
My buddy Dave Camarillo.
Yeah.
These guys are really good at jiu-jitsu. So Zuck, I'll tell you right now, he has the best coach at jiu-jitsu coach.
Really?
Yes, he really does. And not just to hold. I mean, he has got a jiu-jitsu coach where he can hurt somebody with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He can really hurt somebody. I'm not because it's not a punching thing. It's just this guy the arm bars are so vicious and so you don't even have time to tap.
So is he a blue belt or is he still a white belt? Zuck?
I don't know. I think he's moving up. He's been doing no-gi. I saw him do a
You
no-gi.
gotta put out that challenge to Zuck and tell him 3 years, Zuck, if you can get your black in 3 years.
The BJ challenge. The BJ PENN challenge. Take him down to Brazil. See if he could get a black belt and win a tournament.
BJ, I'm really honored for you to come here and kick this shit with us and talk with us, man. Much respect, man. Thank you for being here.
No way. It was a pleasure to see you the other night. And I saw him. I said, I gotta go talk to this guy already, man. I know him better than anybody else there. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's a good day.
it was good. It was
great
good.
knowing you, sir.
It's always good to see you, man. Much respect.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's an honor to have you here, BJ. And it's also a pleasure to watch two GOATs talk to each other about the sport of mixed martial arts and fighting. I think this is something that people at home can see, that you guys truly are passionate about this and really pave the way for everybody. So I'm glad you guys get your flowers while you're here as the GOATs. You know?
Thanks, man. Much respect. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We had the legend BJ PENN here with us. Much love to all you guys, and tune in next time, baby.